Thank you so much to all of my subscribers and all of the people that watches my channel. Hi everyone, round 4 was played today in Superbet Chess Classic in Romania. I will show you a game between Bogdan Deac from Romania against Alireza Firouzja. Let's jump quickly into the game. Bogdan started with d4, Alireza played d5, knight f3, knight f6, c4, c6. We have so-called Slav defense, e3, bishop to f5. Here we can play many moves, also e6 is possible, and many variations, bishop to g4, and also a6. But Alireza opted for bishop to f5, knight c3, e6, and here Bogdan opted the safest and the most solid approach by playing bishop to e2. This is very known for being very solid. Here the most challenging move is to play knight to h4, and in this position we can either play bishop to g6, and after white takes we can take with h-pawn, or also the move which is quite popular nowadays, to play bishop here on e4, and after f3 we return to g6 and queen to d3 is played in this position. But anyway, bishop to e2 was played. Now h6 by Alireza, castle, knight b to d7, bishop d3. Now we have to swap bishops, queen takes, and now here very good move by Alireza. He played bishop to b4. And what's the point of bishop to b4? The point is that this move prevents white to play e4 move, because if he plays e4 move in this position, now we can take, and if white would capture back like this, then this is horrible position. This move actually forks white's queen and the knight. So after this move, Bogdan replied with bishop to d2, bishop a5, and now very interesting move by Bogdan, b4. And again, what's the point? If we take this pawn, then white can play knight to d5, and if we capture the bishop here, then we take with a check, very importantly, and on f6, knight takes and queen takes d2, and actually this position is better for white. So Alireza correctly returned the bishop to c7, and again very interesting move by Bogdan. He played move b5, quite challenging and attacking. In this position he could have played e4, and after knight takes e4, knight e4, we can take with d-pawn and queen to e4, and this would be much safer position for white. He has nice pawns on the queen side and position is equal. But after this b5, Alireza found very nice move, knight to b6, and he's already asking some question to white position. Now we take on c6. After this c4, white queen is under attack, so it's not a good idea to take here because we can take the queen. Yes, he can promote, but white will also lose his queen very quickly. Queen to c2 was played in the game. Now we have to take that pawn. Knight a4, opening the bishop, and knight is coming into the game. Castle, rook a to c1, queen d7. We have to defend this pawn. Bishop b4. Now this bishop attacks our rook, and Alireza finds a really nice place for it on b8, not actually on c8. And here Bogdan played knight to b2, so attacking this pawn. a5, another good move by Alireza. bishop a3, and here Alireza played really nice move, really creative. He played move c3 because this pawn is lost anyway, so why not to play it like this? And here we cannot take like this with the queen because we can take on a2, and in this position if we play knight to d1, let's say attacking on c3, black plays knight to e4, and now if we take on c3, we take the knight, queen takes, and again the pawn on a2 would be lost. So in this position Bogdan played knight to d3, and now knight to e4. This pawn is now protected. Knight c5, knight d2, now white takes, cd, queen takes d2, and notice, yes, white won his pawn back, but now this queen is a little misplaced here, and black can play e5. Actually, in this position, computer suggests knight to c4, queen d3, knight takes bishop, queen takes a3, and bishop to d6. But maybe Alireza didn't opt for this kind of position, because that then maybe too many pieces would be exchanged and position would lead towards a draw. So he's keeping his options open, so e5, and now very good move e4. Also Alireza in his post-match interview praised this move by Bogdan, e4. Now queen has to return to d8, here also possible, and actually the best move recommended by computer is to take on d4, but after queen takes ed, rook f2 d1, rook e8, again queens are off the board and black would have smaller chance to win this position. So rook f2 d1 was played. Now we take the pawn, queen takes, and here very interesting move by Alireza, bishop to f4. Quite a little bluff, because actually in this position the best move would be just to take rook d8 and bishop to b2. But again, you see that again queens were exchanged and black would have smaller chances to win. So he bluffed a little bit with this bishop to f4. And why is this a bluff? Because in this position white has a very nice move. The move is queen to c3. And now notice that black's queen is under attack. And let's say if we play queen to c7, now here's very nice move, bishop to b2, and we are threatening checkmate on g7. And also a very nice line here, if we take on h2, king h1, now f6, we have to prevent this mate, but now queen h3 is strong. Bishop here is under attack, bishop returns to e5, now we play knight to e6, queen is under attack, queen f7, now we take a bishop, f e5, and now very beautiful move, knight takes g7. Yes, I think this move even deserves 2 exclamation. And what happens if queen takes? Now we play rook to d3. We are threatening to pin white's queen. So after king to h8, now here's another beautiful move, rook takes c6, and yeah, black is busted. So after queen to c3, the best move would be just to play queen to g5, not on c7, and go for that dangerous line. And rook to b1 could be played in this position, and white is slightly better. So here, after bishop to f4, Alireza said that he was praying actually that he wouldn't find queen to c3. And yes, and actually white played move rook to c2, queen g5, rook to f1, rook d8, we attack the queen, queen c3, queen h5, threatening the mate, so g3 had to be played. bishop to e5, again attacking the queen, queen to b3, knight c8, white here, why here? Because knight is heading maybe towards d6, bishop to c1, rook b8, and here Bogdan made a mistake. He should have played queen to c4, but he played move queen to a4, and this is a mistake. Here in this position, Alireza actually played move rook to d1, but better was to play rook to b5, and after king to g2, we can play a rook to d4, attacking a queen, queen a3, bishop d6, pinning the knight, bishop e3, and here very nice move. We have to take with the rook, not with the bishop, because then position is equal. Yeah, I can show you that. After bishop takes, rook takes, queen takes, queen takes, rook takes, bishop d4, and rook to c2. This is equal position. But if we take with the rook, now rook takes c5, we can take with the queen, queen takes, bishop takes d4, bishop d4, rook d1, and after c5, black has two minor pieces for a rook and passed pawn on c file. And actually I think this position is lost for white. But Alireza again opted for this rook to d1. Now rook to d2, another mistake. Here it's very funny line. The best way to force a draw was to take this rook, queen to d1, king g2, now rook to b1. We are threatening this bishop, but actually here white calmly plays queen c6, and if we take this rook on c2, now we take the knight with check, king h7, queen here, and we can, if king goes here, we just repeat and make a draw. But if in this position black plays g6, we can take on f7, and after bishop to g7, bishop e3, queen c, sorry, and bishop e3, yeah. And this position actually is not winning for black, so white could escape like that. But yes, Bogdan was in time trouble and he didn't have time to calculate all of this stuff, so he played quickly rook d2, and this was a mistake. Now Alireza punished him quite badly. Rook takes, king f1. Now we have to play, Alireza played knight to b6, because in this position we can also take here on h2, which would be even better move according to Stockfish. But Alireza opted for knight to b6. Now again mistake, we take on c6. Better would be just to return the queen to d1. But yeah, position is quite hard to play and find all these defensive moves. Now we take on h2, excellent move. Knight to d3, queen h1 check, king e2. Another great move, bishop to d4. This bishop is guarding a knight and preparing rook to c8. Let's just see if we play rook c8 here right away without protecting the knight like this. Then simply queen takes b6, rook c1, knight c1, queen c1, and queen a5. And actually in this position black is losing, so it's important that we play bishop to d4. Now rook to d1 was played. Again, only move queen h5 check. If we cover like this with f3, then queen to h2, king e1, and this would be disaster for white. Queen takes g3 check. So he has to play where were we? Yeah, he has to play king e1, but now rook c8 is very strong. Queen has to go away, and for the end, very beautiful move, queen to f3. Yes, coming closer to the white's king, and in this position actually Bogdan resigned. So let's just see what would happen if we play some random move. a4. Now we can penetrate with the rook on c2. Rook d2 can be played because we were must be played because we are threatening mate here on e2. So rook to d2. Now we pin the rook, and let's see again how game could end if we take this knight here. Now queen takes, and what's the threat? If we do just random move like I don't know, g4, now rook to c1 would actually be a beautiful checkmate. So very nice game by Alireza. He's come back after the loss. So again, we have a very interesting tournament, top players playing. Yes, it's so interesting, and we are so lucky chess fans that we have this kind of tournaments, and also in near future there will be a lot of interesting tournaments. As always, guys, thank you very much for watching this video. Please like, share and subscribe, and I'll see you soon in the next video. Bye.